It's Tiffy and I'm an independent Color Street stylist. Today I am going to do my nails with this shade called Good Impressions. And I do my nails here every week with you guys. I try to put up a video every week for you. If you enjoy my content and you find yourself coming back every once in a while or every week, I'd love for you to hit the bell for notifications and to subscribe to my channel. Today, I'm going to let you know I already prepped my nails. I already prepped them and, filed and took the polish off. I did put a layer of the nail strengthener on. I've been doing that and I absolutely love how the polish goes on. I do it, I will say this though, once you put that on, it's on there. And of course, I'm just gonna wipe my little tips here with some alcohol from the alcohol prep pad. Every single set that you get is going to have a nail file that comes with it. And it's going to have a prep pad that looks like this. So you can take any extra oils and stuff off your skin, lotions and stuff. I would also recommend to make sure that your hands are as clean as possible. So maybe wash them, make sure that your nails are thoroughly dried. So let's try this. I wore this last year and way before I was a stylist. I haven't been a stylist for an entire year yet, but it is coming up. Look at this. Okay, so there's no glitter. This is just a nail art set with a cream, this is it's a cream. I would call this a cream, like style nail art. A cream style nail art. Okay, so let's get our little ones. I like to use that one. This one for my index, ring, middle, don't use that one. And this one I use for my thumbs. You guys can all go back into now I do save my nail strips, any extra, I do save, I put them back in here and I seal it back up with a hair straightener. Here's the thing, if you're gonna do that, it is not guaranteed that it is gonna work again, okay? So Color Street is only guaranteed 1 year from the date, of purchase. And after it's opened, it's just that set's guaranteed for that one use. If you want to try to reuse it, it's at your own risk, but what's the hurt in trying, right? I just take this, I seal it up, and then, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's just how I feel about it. Why not? I like to be really frugal. That's just me though. Okay, so this is the type of backing it is on here, on this one. Let's see what we got. How's everybody's winter going so far? We are in it, aren't we? Winter. This is much different. Okay. This is really pretty though, with all the little flowers and leaves and everything on it. Oh, this would have been really pretty in the fall. This would have been this would probably be really pretty in the spring too, but it's very fall-esque in my opinion. I'm sorry that the camera is shaking. I'm bumping the table. So pretty. Let me see here. Did I get it? Can't tell if I... Trying to perforate that. It's a pretty stiff set. The creams can sometimes be more stiff than the whatchamacallit, the glitters. You know, the sheer glitters and stuff. Which I do not mind at all, because a lot of times the glitters roll up on me. Okay. Got one little nail on. Nail polish. If you're new to Color Street, you've never used it before, this is actually nail polish. It is not, you don't need to do anything else. You don't have to put on a base coat and then put it on and then add a top coat. You don't have to do any of that. You can actually just put it on as is. This actually has base coat, your color, and your top coat all in one strip, one and done. And I'm doing a one set. So this is kind of like a nail art mixed mani all in one. So if you need to get going and you don't have time to sit down and pull out, you know, 2 or 3 sets and plan your mani, and you just need to get your nails done and you need them looking good, here you go. This is the type of set you want to get, the nail art sets. I love them. I love them. Where are you at? And this little guy right here that I'm using is called a rubberized cuticle pisher. If you've never seen one of those, it's soft. See, this little thing is soft. And, you know, it works great for what I call sealing the edges and stuff, you know. It is great. And you can get these from anywhere. Some of you might have even gotten some from me, one from me. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, that's going on. This is such a pretty set, I think. You know, I think it's real pretty. You can see my nail line right here. You guys see that? So if that bothers you at all, can you see the nail line? So it is ever so slightly sheer. It is, but honestly, I don't really think that's, we'll see when we get to these other, like this one, to actually see if it's, you know, I don't want to say a problem. What is it? If it bothers you, you know, you could always put another color underneath. Havana honey or even white would be great if that kind of stuff bothers you. I thought about getting out some glitter and putting it on like this side right here, but I was like, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, so here you'll be able to see. Also, here's the thing, if you do have any imperfections in your nails, like this one, I have a little like ridge in it right there. You know, with these types of shades, especially when it's like solid up here, you're gonna be able to see any imperfections. And I don't mean when you apply the strip necessarily, I mean, you know, if you have ridges or little spots on your nails, like I do on some of them, it just happens. And if it bothers you, you can always try this little trick where some people will go and they'll get a filler to fill. What's it called? You know, in those ridges, you can, there's some different polish base coats on the market that you can get to fill in ridges. You can also try putting down Clear as Day first, or another color, and then, you know, another strip. Like I said, you could put white underneath this, or you could probably do Havana Honey, would probably look really great with that. Or maybe even that beige that came out. like not beige, is that taupe? I guess it's beige. But I think Havana Honey would probably look better, the best actually underneath it. You could do that, and then apply this one over the top of it. You could always do that to give it a little more, I'm just kicking everything today, aren't I? A little more, you know, smoothness, if that bothers you. Like this one, I have like a little dent in my nail right here, and that's from one time my nail bent backwards. I don't even remember what I was doing, but that happens occasionally, you know. So that's what it looks like. You can kind of see that little line of, you know, if that bothers you. Also, there's a lot. Oh, also, if you want to, you could always put glitter. Glitter is very forgiving. So glitter will, you know, mask that. Also, glitter will, like glitter sweet, if you have some of that. I have some. If you're in my VIP, you could get that special link to shades that maybe are not on the website. And the only way to shop those shades is that are not on the website, that are in my personal kind of collection. Their only way to do that is to be in my VIP. So the link to the VIP is below. There are other glitters that you could use over the top. Glitter Sweet is just a really pretty one. It wasn't very popular. And it was got discontinued or retired. We'll say retired. Get on nail. Come on now. There we go. Let's see here. So there is that trick. Also, if you know, glitter is very forgiving, you guys. It will hide a lot of stuff. So if you have imperfections in your nails and you don't want to use another one on the bottom, what I would recommend is maybe doing either that base coat kind of stuff I was telling you about. You can buy one. Color Street does not make one right now, so I'm sure I can't give you a recommendation because I don't use one, and I haven't used one, so I don't have any recommendations, and I generally don't give the product a recommendation unless it's something that I have already tested, used, and loved. So if anybody has used something like that and can put that down in the comments for their personal experience with any of those, that would be excellent. You know, you can put your, experience if you use those types of base coats to fill in ridges. Please do. It would really help others that might have a question about it, or there's, looking for a product themselves. But I do use the glitter to hide any sins I may have in my nails. So if I have any issues, a lot of times I'll just pop a piece of glitter on it and it just covers everything up. It's like having your own filter with you all the time. That's what glitter is. It's like having your own personal filter. Oh my gosh, I'm such a nerd. Okay. And remember the very first time I used this set, it was so difficult for me to get on because of course I used it in the winter, like I am right now. I want to say I used it like in March or something before spring, and it was not going on and it did not stick at all. And I was doing my nails with my sister and it was snowing, and we were in Colorado and it was snowing. And I remember going, man, I wonder what happened, because because I hadn't had that happen before, you know, like I hadn't had any issues with it not actually sticking, you know, any of the products not sticking. And then I was like, oh, it's because of I'm not, it was cold. It was freezing cold. We were doing our nails next to a sliding glass window. This was not the ideal situation you want, you know? So one thing you can do if it's cold where you live is you could get a little heater. If you have a little heater, like a little, you know, personal heater, go ahead and pop that bad boy on. If you have you could sit on your sets, like in the little plastic, to get them warmed up. But I would definitely recommend making sure that your fingers are warm, and you can get flax bags to keep your fingers warm. You can also get a heating, like a little mat to you know, put your fingers on to warm things up and stuff. There's a lot of little tricks you can do if it's really cold where you live and you're having a hard time with your nail strips sticking, because I know it's been cold. I know it. You know, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know and no one's ever told you, then you might be going, what's wrong with this set? There might not be anything wrong with this set. It might just be the temperature. So you want to make sure that your fans are warm and, you know, room temperature, I guess, or whatever. Body temperature, not room temperature. Body temperature. Oh man, that could be a lot of different degrees, but yeah. So this is the way it was supposed to look before. I just was not sticking, and I was like, what's going on? Why is it peeling off? I also used some other kind of like weird nail polish remover that my sister had, and I think that some of the oils were left on. I couldn't get all of it off, and it was cold. I couldn't get the oils off, so it was just like it was just a disaster. And I had only used Color Street like a couple of times, and I was like, what did I do wrong? Well, I decided, it was like a day or two later, I decided to change the polish because I didn't really, it was already, you know, not sticking, and I just wasn't really happy with the way that my manicure turned out. So I was like, man, this is not the way this is supposed to be. Clearly, because I keep my stuff on for how long? Like, I can easily keep a set on for 10 days, you guys. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I just put up a video of me with removing nail polish recently. And I want to say in the video I had that set on for like 10 days or something. Or 11 days. It might have been 11 days before I had taken it off. So that's, and you know, and there was no chips and stuff. It was, you can clearly see it just looked good. So, you know, we will just say this tool right here and this tool right here are the two things that I would say in making sure that there's nothing on your nails, like clean. So wash them with whatever you gotta wash them with. Dawn dish detergent, some people say, is great. You wanna make sure you get all the soap off of you and your hands are completely dry, your nail beds are completely dry. So let them dry out a little bit before you go applying your nail strips. You don't want moisture underneath there. Moisture is not gonna be your friend when you're putting nail polish on of any kind, you know? How many times have you used traditional polish in the past and put it on and then it starts chipping within a day or two because you didn't have your nails prepped properly? You know, that used to happen to me all the time. If it happened to you with that, it's going to happen to you with Color Street. So I always say make sure your nails are completely dry and free of oils, because I've done all the mistakes. I've done them all. Let me make the mistakes for you. Trust me, you don't want to make the mistakes because it's a waste of time, you know? This is so pretty. This would be so pretty in the spring, pretty in the fall. This is just a really pretty, and it's like a nice neutral-ish, you know, is that neutral on the base that they use, that light color, if you like neutrals. And you're not a fan of glitter, but you like nail art, this is great, I think. Great. Did I get all that? Is that a piece right there? Or is that just my skin? I think it's just dry skin. Okay. And this is really pretty, pretty set. So my sister had this set because, you know, she saw that the one didn't go on very well and she felt really bad. So she's like, well, here, you can have this one. Because I was always giving her sets. This was before I was a stylist. I was always like sharing the product with her. And then like, do you like this stuff? This stuff's so cool. And I would give it to, just buy, you know, sets and give them to her because if I just, you know, that's how I am, because I want everybody to try it. And she ended up giving me this set because of, she knew I was sad because it didn't work the first time. But look at how it's working this time. It's working great. And so I fold underneath the nail if that bothers you and you don't like this technique that I'm doing. I do that just to wrap the tip. Sometimes it doesn't work out like with this one and this one, but I like to just wrap the tip because of, you know, you use this tip a lot, right? So, or I do anyways. I use my right hand a lot. Just to give it so it doesn't look as worn on the tip. Sometimes whenever I'm cutting, perforating, I'll say that because I'm not really cutting. When I'm perforating, it will pull the whole bit all the way to the nail edge. If you like more this type of edge, you know, you can use, to get the excess off, you could go like this. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You can go like this and it will get the excess off underneath and on the edge, and you have that nice clean edge if that's what you like. If that's not something that you like to do, because for sometimes emery boards will just make people's skin crawl and they don't like to use emery boards, you can use nail clippers. I would suggest getting a really good pair of nippers that you use to cut, that have like a flat, it's flat across, you know, so not the fingernail style, but probably more like the toenail style. And you want to make sure they're nice and sharp so you get a nice clean cut, and it will get rid of anything that's on the edges that maybe you just do not like. This is a really pretty set, I think. Oh, is that my nail? That is my nail. My fingernail grows weird. Okay. That's so pretty. And then I have my thumbs. So you always say to use your thumb, do your thumbs last, because you cannot, if you like to use your thumbs as tools, you can't really do that after you put a nail strip on. You can, but most likely it's gonna make your nails, if you start doing things after you put your polish on, I mean, it's dry as you can see, but you can wrinkle it until it sets. So, or cures is the proper word, not sets, but you know, until it cures. So what you want to do is use these types of tools that I'm showing you, or maybe use nippers. If you want a really good example of somebody that uses nippers, Stacy Sassy Styles has a channel, and she uses nippers a lot and can show you how she does it. Just watch, you know, a few of her videos, and she has really great tutorials on, you know, how she creates her nail looks. She uses a lot of Color Street. I don't know if any of you guys watch her. I have a couple of channels that I really love to watch. That's one of them. I love watching, if you guys know, hold on. So see what I'm doing right here? I'm just kind of making sure that everything is kind of sealed and tucked. Rainbow Nails by Marie. I really like watching her channel. She does a lot of really pretty manis, and I just love watching different stylists and how they, well, some of them are stylists, some of them are not. Stacy's not. I believe that Marie is a stylist, I think. Pretty sure she's a stylist. I could be wrong, but who else do I watch? I watch Heather, I think it's called Heather Bada Bing's Nails. I watch another channel, Tara Stoddard. She is a stylist, I know that. I like to watch her channel. She does a lot of like really bright, fun manis. So you see how I did that, you guys? I tucked it under, and then I used this to perforate under the back side. If you don't like to do that, you can use any of those other methods that I showed. There's a lot of different methods. I mean, even as far as putting the strips on themselves, I use an inker method. Some people don't like to use an inker method. Some people like to just use the strip naked. Some people like to keep the plastic piece on before they, you know, they take. I used to just do it like this without the inker method. I use the inker method like this. But there's a whole lot of different ways to do it. You know, you don't have to do it like me. This is just what works. I have found that works for me. And I got this from another stylist. The inker method. Clara's Cutie Nails. She did that, and I saw her doing that, and I started doing it like that. So I go and I, you know, make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I take this little guy and I just, you know, make sure that I perforate it. And then as it starts to dry, you know, it's gonna cure to your nail more and more and more. So you want to just make sure, you guys, that you don't get your hands wet or use any lotions or oils. You just want to relax your nails. So it's best to do it before bed. No, you're not going to get sheet tracks or anything like that. I like to do it before, you know, in the evening, and then it's my favorite time to do my nails. And then after I've already done my skincare routine and everything looks great. you know, it's great. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Gorgeous, isn't it, y'all? It's so gorgeous. Look at that. So let me just take a quick look up close to my face here. Yeah. I'm thinking turned out lovely. It's a really pretty set, isn't it? This is called Good Impressions. Right. I'll see you guys next week. Stay safe. Bye-bye.